If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 548. Still Got Game is official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, the ever-handsome Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am the one and only Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
And I'm just Brian Shadow Emmerich.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys.
Olé.
We did our little Mexican dinner. We went over and grabbed some burritos and tacos.
We also went to a Mexican restaurant. So, yes, Shadow seems to have completely forgotten about it. But, yes.
I knew it was today, but we just didn't have anything planned. I had some burrito in the fridge I was going to make, but my neighbor actually brought us over a whole tray of like muscatoli, like with sausage. And so we had that because it was free.
So you went something that was totally nothing like Mexican food.
Yeah, totally. She's Italian. She made a bunch of Italian food for us, so we ate it.
Had some gabagool, some prosciutto.
No. I don't think they like when you say that.
Oh, I say, ever since The Sopranos, I was allowed. It gave me the pass. So, yeah, I say gabagool all the time. Even when I go to the grocery store and I'm getting capicola, I'm like, give me some of the hot gabagool. And they know exactly what I'm saying.
And they look
I'm in Massachusetts.
Like, all right.
So yeah.
Okay, the fact that you accept food or you have a neighbor that's kind enough to bring you food is, I guess that's a nice Midwestern thing.
Yeah. I bake a lot of stuff and I bring stuff over for her. She's like, I gotta bring you something. She's always making stuff, and so but it's just her because her husband passed away a little bit ago, so she's just like making food for herself, and she's like, I'm gonna bring you some food, and she did. So
nice.
It was good. Yeah, it's very nice of her.
And you bake her pot brownies, so it's a fair trade.
Sure. No, I mean, she doesn't know, but
that's why she's such a good neighbor.
Yeah, she's really
like, every time Brian brings food, it's so good.
I feel so good afterwards. I just feel so happy.
Nice. Oh, all right. Well, why don't we just jump right in the show proper? If you're in chat right now, maybe you will be at some point. I'm sure Caesar will show up at some point like he always does. But feel free to drop something in the chat if you want us to talk about it. Otherwise, we'll just jump right in the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, like Selden used to all the time, 773-527-2961, and just leave us a voicemail. We'll cut you off after a minute. Racist hater comments. Appreciate you following up regarding my name. Yes, I do indeed hate racists. So now we've clarified that he's not a racist hater. He hates racists. So,
that's right. Yes.
Or she.
He is a racist hater, but not racist. He's a racist hater.
Yeah. Hey, in order to confuse things more,
it's fully clear now.
Clear as mud.
I'm clear. Yes. Are you clear? I'm clear.
Clear.
Unless it's a subconscious thing going on there. I don't know.
No. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, racist hater, for hating racists. So, all right. Next up, in all caps, BLINKBLINK asks, do you think games will ever truly blend with social media? Like, instead of your Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo friends, it would be cross-platform with your Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat friends.
I hope not.
Yeah,
they tried to do that with Discord. It just never really... It really never carried over.
I mean, you can add your accounts to Discord,
right?
And you can use
Discord.
Some will have
Xbox
channels built in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can let them have channels built in where you can just use it that way. But that's not the same thing. Discord is not, quote, social media. Social media is like those sites that were mentioned. And I hope not, because I don't.
Yeah, I like keeping my friends groups separate. Like, you get my hiking buddies over here. I got my volleyball friends over here. I got my gaming friends over here. So
what you're saying is you're embarrassed of us, Selden?
Yeah, that's why I have 2 Instagram accounts.
You have your Insta and your Finsta. Yes, as the kids call it these days. So yes, that's your fake Instagram, Selden. Finsta. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't hide the fact that I have, multiples, but it's just it's nice keeping things a little separate
Are they
sometimes.
both on your link tree?
I believe only the gaming one's on my link tree. I would have to check.
Interesting. I see. I see how you've put us in a corner. You know, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in a box.
Wow.
Are you baby in this case?
Yeah, I was. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, a lot of these they have been around for a while, but I feel like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, that's like for the long haul. Some of this stuff, social media stuff, is going to come and go, and I don't need to be linked in, mixed in with my other
Oh, I don't
team
want
and stuff.
LinkedIn in any of this. No one said LinkedIn in this. So,
That
yeah.
was great. That was unintentional, but great.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I don't want LinkedIn at all. But
No.
my Facebook friends, I would like to know if they were maybe on some system that I could play with. Snapchat
at some
and
point they had that,
Instagram,
didn't
probably
they?
not, because you follow people instead of it being. Well, I guess
You don't
you are still
interact
reciprocal
really.
friends, but you do follow people, yeah. So
Well,
it's weirder with following than it is with something like Facebook that's reciprocal.
I think in Facebook you can put in like things like that underneath your profile, like here's my tag for this, here's my tag for this. But I'm not 100% sure because I took all that stuff out of my Facebook and I have very bare bones now. It's just family basically and friends that are pretty close. So
Oh,
I
I'm
just
glad I
don't deal
made
with
that
it on
list.
there.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would, yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm still on there, so that's a good sign.
For now, we'll see.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah, I
I
might
could
say
just
something
shadow
stupid.
block you.
Oh, wow, we're
Oh,
so punny tonight.
we are punny.
Oh.
Wow.
Ah,
All right.
All right, move on.
moving on before Selden comes up with another pun. Charisma Devil Ass. Actually, I'm going to combine both of these, which is now like two.
They just keep doing this
Yeah.
now. They keep
Oh,
having the same type of questions. Maybe they're the same person.
I think Tiff
Yeah.
is just phoning it in on these comments at this point. So
Charisma Devil asks, PAX East is coming up this weekend. Are any of you going? What are you looking most forward to that will be shown on the show floor? I saw Elden Ring Night Rain will be shown off at the show. Which I am most excited about. And Altius asks, I know that D-Smooth and Electrify attend PAX East every year. Is there a chance that either Selden 007 or Shadow will be joining them? So...
no,
Not this year. Not this year. But I do want to go sometime. And there is no PAX Midwest, so
no, there is not.
I'd like to go sometime.
C2E2.
Yeah, we have C2E2. We've got Midwest Gaming Classic, which is great. It's similar, but not as big. Yeah, I'd like to go out there sometime, but not this year. But I mean, Derek's out there, so I figure it will work out to meet up with him. And so, but yeah, it's just not going to work this weekend.
Plenty of guest rooms.
Weekend.
We have 4 available guest rooms. So yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I will. I think maybe we'll plan on it next year.
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun. But yeah, not this year, unfortunately. Elden Ring Night Rain. I am somewhat looking forward to that, but I'm not really like I do play multiplayer Elden Ring with my friends, so that could be a good game to try, but it is all fully multiplayer, I think. So I don't know if Charisma plays a lot of multiplayer, and if you do, then that's probably what you're looking forward to. I'll check it out probably at some point. But it's like $40, I think.
Oh, okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
So Tiff and I are going, but not for the full time this year. So we did PAX East when it was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they moved it up to 4 days to try to match with when they're doing the Labor Day weekend out on PAX West, and it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But really, with the way the show's been changing, and like the same thing that happened with E3, it's unless you're a tabletop guy, unless you want to play a bunch of bullshit games, you can do pretty much the whole thing in 1 or 2 days. So we are going Thursday. We'll get there early. We'll do the media hour in the morning. And then we'll cover Friday, and that's probably it. Now I could always go home and drive back. It's not a big deal, but we only have a hotel for that one night, Thursday night. So, and we're staying in the casino, so who knows? Maybe I'll just get sucked into that and won't go back. Um, but I do have a bunch of things on my list to go see and some appointments. And but yeah, it was easy to fit my appointments on Thursday. Let's put it that way. So. And then usually that media hour is for a lot of the stuff you don't even know is going to be there. So when the show floor opens just for media, you kind of hoof it around and you say, hey, I didn't know that was going to be here. And that's when you go take advantage of that because you don't have an appointment for it or whatever else. And then my email has no shortage of people trying to convince me to go make an appointment with them for things that I could JRPGs. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, hey, see, you should have come. Damn it. Yeah, that's not my thing. But you could have had 7 JRPG behind closed doors appointments at this PAX East. Yeah, you would be JRPG'd out. You wouldn't even know what was fucking going on.
I would be spent. Oh,
yes.
I think there's a train that goes from Chicago to Boston. You could probably get a cheap ticket.
We got Special Olympics stuff on Saturday. My son's helping.
Hell, where Shadow lives, it's an hour just to get from Rosemont to the city. So yeah, sometimes
that can be true. That can be true. Yes.
Because believe me, I was like, hey, let's go downtown, and Jay was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like an hour and a half at this time of day. Like he was having none of that. So yeah.
It's like the weekend in the middle of the day. Yeah. That's a great time.
We'll just go downtown. Yeah.
55 minutes on the Dan Ryan. Sure. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah, it's Boston is bad, but it's not that bad. Like I have never seen anything like that Chicago traffic. So yeah.
Yeah, it's they say, I'm sure a lot of places say this, but it's either winter or construction season. That's it, pretty much. So that's
actually I do give Chicago like a second with LA because LA is the same thing. You can be going from the Valley to DTLA, and that's an hour, which is like 6 miles. So yeah, it's fucked. But all right. Well, thanks for your great comments, Racist Hater, and questions, Blink Blink, Charisma Devil, and Altius, and look forward to next week when we give you a PAX East recap. It'll be obviously compressed and not a multi-hour recap, because also the other thing that's kind of changed is a lot of the companies that would spend money on these giant parties stop doing that. And that's how you entice someone like Derek D. Smooth Nolan to go for 4 days is you give me 3 overlapping parties a night for 3 nights, and I will make every fucking one of them. But parties are few and far between. Yeah, it is what it is. So
yeah, I sadly missed out on all that stuff. So even if we went now, it wouldn't be the same.
No,
but I still want to go. I think it'd be fun.
It's fun,
but maybe
it's still a good time just for the experience. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 10 years ago, me might have been like, "Woohoo, parties every day." Now, me, I'd be like, "Fuck, I walk the goddamn floor all day. I just want to go lay down and go to sleep."
But you walk every weekend.
9 o'clock. That's past my bedtime.
I know, but I don't walk around people. That would stress me out, I think.
You just walk around.
Just pretend they're all trees.
Pretend they're all trees.
No,
pretend they're all trees.
Trees.
Oh yes. Oh
yes, Derek.
Yes, yeah. You know my Boy Scout thing. So yeah.
I know your brand.
Yep. Well, if any of the awesome questions or comments, give us a call 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@toolplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop it over to what we're playing? Selton, what have you been playing this week?
Pretty much still been in Blueprints. That's pretty much the only game I'm playing. And it was funny. Yesterday I was like, I don't remember hearing the achievement ding go off when I saw Brian's little post about how many days in a row he's got an achievement. And I looked, and all this time, I haven't unlocked a single goddamn achievement in that game.
You can't. Wow. It takes forever in that game.
It takes forever to get an achievement in this game. So, and like I keep revealing more and more parts of the house and everything else that's going on in there, and more puzzles, and it's that brain twisty type of game, and I'm really enjoying it. So nothing else is enticing me to move over from it. So that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been playing some of that too recently, very recently, the last 2 days. And yeah, it is like, I mean, you could go through and play for hours and hours. And every time you go to like, okay, I'm gonna call it a day because I ran out of steps, which steps are basically rooms. If you go into a room, you lose a step. You only have a certain amount of steps. If you go out of that room to another room, you lose another step. You only have 50, but
Can
you
you
can add
buy
in.
more steps?
You can add more. You can there's a lot of steps you can do to get more steps or take away steps. Certain rooms take your steps in half, just cuts them in half. Um, but you you could do all that. You could play for hours, and the second you say call it a day, I'm gonna go to the next day, you everything's wiped. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a couple things that carry over which I have not gotten yet. I just know they exist. I know certain things do where you like you unlock this and it's unlocked forever. But other than that, it's like a roguelike to the extreme. It's almost like you die, you start over every day.
Like
Uh
Balatro?
sure. Not really, but okay.
I was trying to reference something that I understood that
Yeah,
starts
I mean,
over
it's like a card
every
game. You
time.
start over every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get to save stuff to the next day. So it's like, all right, well, I know
Mhm.
how these rooms work. I know that there's going to be a certain thing in this room, and here it is. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes this room will have, or then sometimes there'll be a locked door, and you won't have a key, and then you're screwed, and you just have to start the day over. And
Wow.
it's fun though.
And this is fun
It's like an escape room,
that you
but
can't always escape.
random. It's randomized escape room that you may or may not be able to escape, but it's a bunch of rooms. But yeah, it's strategy, but also it's a lot of RNG where you just,
Uh, see,
you get screwed.
the
You
appeal
get
of an
screwed a
escape
lot.
room is
But
you know that
Balatro
you can
too is
always get
that
out.
way. Balatro's that way. I mean, Balatro, it's RNG.
I guess,
So
yeah.
yeah,
But it's quick.
but
As soon as you
this can
realize
be
you're
very
fucked,
quick.
you can start over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. You can
Oh,
just
so you
say,
can just be like, fuck this.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I'm screwed." You just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna start over the next day." It's call of
Yeah.
the day, which means you go to bed, you get up, and you start over. And yeah, it's pretty quick, but it's been fun. But yeah, I haven't had an achievement yet, and I know that one of my friends, his first achievement was winning or getting 40 puzzles correct in this one room that occasionally appears, and you have to get the room to appear and win the puzzle 40 times, and then that was
Wow.
his first achievement in the whole game.
Yeah, so
And who knows?
he had to play about 40 days worth of the game to
At least
get,
probably
because
80, because you
So
don't always get that
you
room.
don't always get that room. But
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's been fun. I went
sounds it.
back and I finished Lost Odyssey 100%.
Of course you did.
I did. I finished South of Midnight story. I didn't finish all the collectibles yet, but that's done. I'm still working Life is Strange still. I went I wrote this down because I did play it, but Minecraft Legends, I jumped in. I thought that it was Minecraft Dungeons that I
Oh,
had.
okay. You downloaded the wrong game?
No, because originally I must have downloaded this and started it when it was free on Game Pass 2 years ago because I had one achievement. I'm like, oh, I could probably jump in there, get a few more. Oh, what is this? Oh, this isn't Minecraft Dungeons. I don't know what this is.
it's the
So
storybook one, right? It's like they
Yes, yes, yeah.
kinda, yeah. So I played a couple minutes of that and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. So I picked Below back up, which
Wow.
is Below. That was from 2018. It got announced in 2013. I was super excited for it. It took forever to come out. It
Yeah.
came out and it was so hard that I just put it down and I never picked it
Are
back
you
up again.
saying it blow?
No.
No,
No,
you're
I'm
not
not
saying it
saying that.
blows. No, no,
No,
no.
no. No, it's they added an extra way to play it, which originally it was just survival roguelike. You die,
Yeah,
you go
that's
back,
what
you
I
pick up your
remember. Yes, yeah,
body. You
yeah.
pick up your body and you get your stuff, and if you don't pick it up, then you lose it. Kind of like Lost kind of like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But then you also had hunger and thirst, and you could die from those, and there's a lot of other problems that were made it hard. So they put in a new mode that's Explorer mode, which you don't have hunger or thirst. There's a bunch of stuff that makes it a little bit easier. So that's what I've been playing, and it's more fun that way. And I'm still not even close to beating it, but been playing that for a little while, trying to get back into that because I always did want to play that because it's a really cool looking game and really cool concept. And Capybara Games is decent. They don't have a lot of games that I play, but this one is just a very unique look and feel, and it kind of looks like Hyper Light Drifter if you guys ever played that, where you're just this tiny character on the screen and you seem to know what I'm talking about, Derek. You probably played some of
No,
this
we've
in the
played this at
past.
E3 a bunch of times over the
Yeah.
years. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a tiny little person moving around the screen where just very minimalistic look, but it's all in this case it's all dark and black and you're in caves and stuff. So cool game. Uh so I've been playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which is that new JRPG that came out that is it's definitely, you stop, you battle, but this in this case it's got things like Lost Odyssey where in that you had this ring that you held down the trigger, and when you let go, if you got it perfectly on this ring when it was zooming in, you got like a extra hits or extra damage. In this case, it's you can parry and you can dodge, and if you parry, and you can parry multiple times, and if you do all of them, you get like a special move, and you hit them back, and you can knock down a ton of their health. So it's kind of cool because it's a JRPG, but it's also active. So you're playing, you're not just saying, okay, hit this person with this, hit A,
Do
okay, and then it
this.
goes,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
do it. It's they're gonna go do it, but while they're doing it, you can have like
You can
a
still
an
have
A
like,
a circle where you hit it at a certain time, and you get extra hits, you get extra damage and stuff. So, but I've only been playing it for 2 or 3 hours,
that
but
is the
so
most.
far
I thought you were saying
it's
I've only been
pretty
playing it
cool.
for like 20 hours. Like, I haven't
No,
really
no, I
got
started
this.
it like 2 days ago.
Oh,
No,
nice, nice.
I've been trying to kind of finish some stuff up before I started because I knew once I started it, I would really want to continue playing it. Excuse me, continue playing it. So I want to get stuff out of the way. But it's people are really, really into this game, and so far I think it's justified. And I think it's great because it's this company's first game, I believe,
Huh?
right? I mean, I'm pretty
I
sure,
I'm not sure, but
and they're just knocking it out of the park. I know people that have who have Game Pass who are playing this through Game Pass, and they're saying, "I went and bought it because I want to support the dev because it's so good that I want to give them money, even though they don't have to." Which that says
yeah,
something, I think. So
It's like the Vampire Survivors model.
yeah.
yeah, although in this case, this is like I think this is a
$30.
$50 game, maybe 40, 50, something like that. So anyway, so those
It's
are the things I've been playing. How about you, Derek?
well, I have been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6, obviously. Um,
Oh, I wasn't gonna guess that.
I
I was gonna
saw
guess
you
something
playing that,
else.
yeah.
yeah, as we talked about, now my worlds are all colliding. So if there was any time in a video game that you could have told me that I could play with people that I know in real life, not with them, but as them. So we already talked about Jay and Silent Bob, who I know both Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
You do?
I also, yeah, I know I name drop all the time. I also
Who?
have the the Blunt Man and Chronic skins for them that I earned, and then the most recent event that turned Nuketown into Blaze Town, which is all weedy and has weedy music in the background. Now I have my pot smoking buddy Seth Rogen as a character that I can play with. So yes, three different human people that I know I can play as in a game. Like, if you
You're
told
like
me this
one.
20 years ago, I would have said it's fucked up.
You're one step away from a skin suit of these guys. Like, somebody better tell Kevin that maybe
Well,
not invite you to the next
that's the
party.
one thing I was going to tell Kev the next time I see him. Is I was like, oh my god, I have seen you die so many times because it's so like I play as him, and then when he goes down, I'm like, Kev, like it's just weird when you know the person. So yeah, he's not just a
That's
character;
funny.
he's someone I know. So yeah, it is weird, but yeah, I've been playing a shitload of that. I think I'm at 156 into Prestige 10, so working my way towards the 1,000. So yeah, having a good time, loving the fuck out of the game. It's a blast. Um,
So let's see, 150, and you have 850 to go before November. You think you're gonna make it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I got this.
All right.
You don't sweat it, bro.
You're always busy, so I don't know.
Well, if
I
you
guess
look at
we'll
it this
see.
way, I didn't start playing the game until November, or even after that. I don't think I started
Yeah.
playing till December. Um, and I've already gone through 9 prestiges of 100 levels each. And then I'm 150 something levels into the 10th prestige.
That's true.
So I'm ahead of schedule here. So no,
You might have to reinstitute work from home so that you can sit at home and play
No.
video games instead.
fuck those slack
Knock
from
out
home
those
people.
levels.
Yeah, no. Work happens in an office. That's where it happens. So yeah, I'm in there every day.
Didn't you used to play something in your office with?
Code Monkey?
Yeah.
No, that was just running in the background back in the old days. Yeah, this was Selden's talking World of Warcraft 10 years ago when all you had to do was switch monitors, put something on your keyboard, and then switch to your other monitor, and your guy would just keep spinning around and around and around indefinitely, and it would count as you being in the game, and you gain XP and everything else. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably closed.
You can't
that
rubber band
loophole.
anymore like that?
Well, you can't rubber band when it's also your work PC. So
No.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, on that, why don't we hop over to new releases? There's only one new release out this week, which I had never heard of, but apparently it's becoming extremely popular. And I'm not even sure how to say the name. Is it Despelote?
Sounds good enough.
Out
well,
for the X.
Pelote is ball.
Yes, so
Maybe.
he has a soccer ball. If you look at our little thing there, so Despelote
Yeah, okay.
out for the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and the PC. This is a slice of life game set in Ecuador, right around the 2002 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. You're basically a cartoon kid with a soccer ball with bespoke real world backgrounds. If you're watching the show, if you're even looking at the thumbnail, it looks super weird. But it seems to be really popular and people are loving this game. And I don't think I'm ever going to touch this game, but it exists. But yeah, you can see it's like a sepia photo of somewhere in Ecuador with a bunch of shittily drawn cartoon kids playing soccer on the street in front of it. That's the best way I can describe that. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
This even looks bad for a game I would play.
No, this looks better than most games you've played, Selden. Like literally, like you aspire to play Despelote. So yeah. Despelote. See, that was my play on Despacito. So yes, so that's the only new game out this week. I don't have any interest in this. You guys?
No.
I don't know if I do or not. I'd have to take a look.
All right. Shadow's interested in everything as long as it's got easy achievements.
I like weird sometimes. Depends. I mean, I don't care about sports games, but it looks like it's more of like a
RPG.
Yeah, it's not really a sports game. It's more of a story game. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
A slice of life game?
Maybe.
That's how they describe it. We know stranding games, and now we have slice of life games. So yes.
Yeah.
Two categories that didn't exist. All right, fair enough. All right. Well, on that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? And if you're in chat right now, you want to drop something in there for us to talk about, do it, because we only have 6 news stories and they all blow. First story! I'll take Half-Life 3 is reportedly playable in its entirety and could be announced this year. Now, take this with a grain of salt. It's one of those sources say, but the ultimate unicorn of the gaming world since Half-Life 2 has been Half-Life 3. There have been rumors that it's being worked on. There's been rumors that it was worked on and shelved. And now there's a fairly credible rumor that it's actually complete. and maybe they just had to polish it up after holding it on the shelf for 15 years with the latest graphics and everything else. But I, for one, would love to go back and see Gordon Freeman and continue the story. So I have my fingers crossed. I don't know. How about you guys? Did you guys both play Half-Life 1 and 2?
Yes, I played Half-Life Alex too on the VR headset. So
Nice.
Oh wow.
I did get a little kick a couple of years ago with that game, which was fun. So yeah, it's a great world to be in. I would definitely be interested in going back and playing some of that. So
Yeah, the Orange Box was one of the first games I bought on 360 when I first got it. And I hadn't played any Half-Life or any of that yet. And I mostly at the time bought it for Portal, and then I started to
Yes.
play Half-Life 2, and I loved it. I loved the vibe, just the atmosphere, the whole thing. And I really got into it and went through, played all the way through the episode 1 and 2, and then 2 ended, and I don't want to spoil it, but the end of 2 is a huge cliffhanger, and you're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just never continued
Never
it.
paid it
A-
off? No.
And I never understood it because I'm like, you're this big company. These are huge games. Everyone loves them, and you just left it hanging. Why? It never
This is
made any
why.
sense.
This is why you wait 20
And
years and then you pay it
well,
off.
and Gabe has always said, well, I didn't want to do any more of that unless I had a really big story to tell that
Mhm.
or like it would move something forward or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Whatever the hell he said, but I'm like, no, seriously, you need to finish this series. If you can't do that. It was basically just it was like Empire Strikes Back with no Jedi, no nothing ever. It was just
Yes,
end of
exactly.
Empire Strikes Back and the end.
Yep.
Like, you got to be kidding me. And I loved it, and Empire's great, and I loved episode 2, but what the fuck? And that story's got me saying, what the fuck? No, the original one,
Oh wow, we went retro
and
there.
that
Nice.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one, I'm going, I don't know if I believe it. It's the whole like
We've all heard it
Lucy,
100 times. Yes. Yeah.
it's pulling away the football from Charlie Brown. It's every time it's like, oh no, here you go. Here it's coming, it's coming. Oh no,
Yeah.
pull it away. So I don't want to put any hopes in it, but I would love it if it was true. And I feel like if it was going to happen, this would be the way it would happen. Is just kind of
Yeah.
a shadow drop out of nowhere, like they did with the Oblivion remaster, except for that
Yeah.
one, people knew it was coming. But in this case, I think they would just go, bam, here you
Hey,
go.
here it is. Yep.
Half-Life 3. And because they don't have to worry about people buying it, they're going to buy it. Of course they're going to
Oh,
buy it.
everybody buys
So,
everything on Steam. That's why we all
I
have a
mean,
library of
Half-Life
10,000 titles.
But
Yeah.
Half-Life 3, though, anyone who's been gaming for more than 15 years is going to buy this. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping it's true, but I don't know, man.
Well,
I'd like to play Half-Life Alyx. I don't have a VR set though.
so
So
if
someday maybe I will.
so, I bought Half-Life Alex. I haven't played it yet, but I have my PSVR 2 adapter for my PC here that I can play Steam VR on. So maybe I'll try it on that. So,
it's a
but
good
I
game,
own it.
There you
solid,
go.
so.
I own it, just haven't played it. So,
And that's like an in-between game, right? That's not a sequel to
No, it's not
episode
a
2.
sequel. No, it's like a sidebar, if you will.
Yeah.
yep.
Cool.
All
Well,
right. Next
here's hoping.
story.
And talking about other games that are probably fully able to be played right now, but they're going to hold off on it. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed to May of 2026. With a game this huge, it's no big surprise that there's a possibility they were going to push this date anyways.
They always push dates.
And they always seem to push dates on these things. So, I mean, these games last for 10, 15 years anyways, across multiple generations. So it's no big surprise, but they did come out with an official statement. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to be released May 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than expected. The interest and excitement surrounding blah, 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 blah. It's a bullshit reason
It's the
why.
usual
They don't
Rockstar
get-
thing.
Yeah, it's the usual Rockstar thing. They don't tell you why, but it's probably to polish a few more things, figure out how to monetize it a little bit more,
Figure out
make
the
sure that
online, make sure
get the online all up and running so that they're ready to start charging for everything. So, but it's it's good that they're delaying it because I'm sure that the hordes and hordes of fans, if they released this and something was broken, it would be a big uproar at that point. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So 5 came out in like 2013, right? Something like that. It's been like 12,
It's been a
13 years
lot of
from 5.
years. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And they just keep harping on, or
The
they
online
keep doing
aspect.
online.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the online GTA online. No one's playing GTA 5 for the story anymore.
I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure everyone
online.
would have had to finish the story at this point.
Yeah. So no one's like buying it now to play it for the story. 6, I mean, you think people initially would maybe buy it for whatever story there will be, but in the end it's going to be the online and it's going to be the microtransactions and whatever else they're getting out of it. So it doesn't really matter when it comes out because whenever it comes out, it's going to make all the money. So might as well have it be correct before it comes out. It's not going to affect me because I'm not going to play it, but a lot of people are going to, and they'll play it in May. I mean, I think it's good to have it be kind of its own thing before the summer. I mean, a lot of kids, I was an indoor kid in the summer a lot of times, so I'd play video games. This would be right when it's Memorial Day weekend next year. So it's going to come out. They're going to have like a week more of school, and then they're going to go play this for the rest of the summer probably. So
And I already
cool.
got my hot coffee mod for them. I already came up with
There you
it. So
go.
yeah, yeah,
I knew you would.
yeah. Somebody's gonna do it.
So so I'm just glad there's a date because now other companies can put out their dates for their games this year because we all know they've just been waiting and
Oh,
not putting dates and stuff because they're waiting on GTA
yeah. You don't
6.
want to stomp the same time frame.
No.
No, exactly.
So
Yeah.
now they're all fully open. They can put out their games whenever they're going to put them out. We'll get dates soon. Once what we got a
Summer
month
Game
now
Fest
until
and yeah,
till Game Fest, and then all those dates will come out for the rest of the year, if not before then. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, it's sort of been holding up all the game releases just because people are waiting to see when it's gonna come out. Now we know, May
yeah,
26th. So, yep.
yeah. Nice. All right. Next story.
I don't know what to pick. Shit or shit or shit. Which ones are the these are all just awful stories, but I'm gonna go with this one. Xbox is increasing hardware prices across the board. First party titles are going up to $80 for a lot of them as well.
blaming Nintendo.
Uh, no.
Yeah.
I don't blame Nintendo.
Nintendo's
Maybe
charging almost $500 for a handheld and charging on $80. They're the ones that are breaking the window. They're letting loose of the price increases across the board.
Shadow doesn't want to
Xboxes and
think that.
PlayStations are going to be $1,000 now. In the
That's
near
not
future.
quite right, Selden. Let's fix that.
yeah. So yeah, the thing though is that I feel like 70 is something that we kind of recently hit for only certain games, and now they're just kind of making that leap from 60 to 80 with barely in between, and they've been 60 for like decades. So not decades, but well,
No,
decades maybe.
decades. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they go, oh, now we're 70 for these games. All right, we're getting kind of used to that. No, bam, now they're 80.
And
So I
next year
think
they're
there
going to
was
be
just a quick,
100. Yes.
and
Grand
then
Theft Auto is going to be 150. What are you talking
it
about?
just seems like it was a quick jump, and I don't think it. I mean, yes, tariff conditions have to do with some of it, and they'll say no, but it's true. It has to be true.
Well, that has to be true with the hardware prices, but
But
maybe not
they
the games.
also maybe not the games, but they also I feel like they wanted it all across the board. All the companies wanted to do some price increases, and they wanted an
You mean
excuse
like
for
price
it.
fixing?
They wanted price
Collusion?
increases, and they wanted to have a reason. And now they have their reason. Everyone thinks prices are going up, and everyone's seeing these tariff stuff, so they go, "Now's the time. Now we'll do it." And they'll think, "Okay, well, I guess everything's just getting more expensive." And once it goes up, it's not coming back down.
No.
It's just going up. And it looks like they've increased all of their hardware about $70
Yeah, because
each,
they.
pretty much, until you get up to like the one that I just bought recently, the 2 terabyte Series X, which was $599, is now $729.
Yeah,
$130 increase on a box,
yeah.
which is
And the normal
crazy.
one went from 500 to 600, right?
Five nine, yeah, it was 500 and up to 600. It's been out for 5 years.
And
And
then
increased it
the
$100
S went from 300 to 380.
to 380. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all 70 to
I'm
$130.
glad I already have 70 of these. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how
You guys
Dave
all
gets
made
his
fun of me.
house.
Why do you need 7? Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
why,
I mean,
motherfuckers.
I mean, first party it looks like just went up to 70 in 2023. So it's been 2 years and now they're going up $10 more. So they've within like 3 years they've increased it what, a third in price? So 60 up to 80. So yeah, a third of that's 20. So $80 is it's gone up 33% in 3 years. That's pretty insane.
So on Series X's alone, I have saved $400. So look who's
Saved.
frugal now,
I-
motherfuckers.
I bought all these systems and then I saved money by buying them.
I bought them
Some
early.
Derek.
Yes.
That's some Derek logic there.
This is the exact math I use with Tiff all the time. Hey, I
You
saved
should-
us money, honey.
You should super glue your 2 switches together and call it Switch 2. And look how much money you save then.
Oh, so
Yeah, now here's the thing though. PlayStation already increased their prices twice, and
Yep.
people didn't really say much about it. And they have the Pro, which is 700 now, and it's probably going to get a price increase here pretty soon. I think Sony's due for
they're
it
going to follow
shortly.
suit on this. Yeah. 'cause
Yeah, they're not going to be the one out who's going, "Oh yeah, we're going to lose more money than anybody else." No, they're
like, we're going to take advantage of this.
Everyone else is doing it, so now
I
Might
know
as well be doing it. Yep.
I also
Yeah.
saw they came out with a story this week, Sony, that they're the next generation of consoles, they're putting the disc drive back in. And they're claiming it's because consumers want the disc drive.
Nobody
No,
wants that.
it's a $5 piece of hardware they can charge $100 extra on their consoles if they put it back in. So,
Yeah.
Fucked
So
up.
there's that. Not great. I have a Series S that I had previously, and I had bought that new Series X, so now I have those are my two mains now. My Series S was kind of sitting in on a shelf in a box basically, and I hooked it up to the TV upstairs in our room just to like have an extra one for the kids in case we needed for an emergency or something. My wife's like, "Why don't you just sell it?" I'm like, "Well, you can't get much for these now. It's a Series S. It's very small." And it's old and nobody's gonna buy it. Now it's like, well, I could maybe actually make some money off this.
Yeah, you
If
still
I
can.
sold it, I mean, it just went up $80 in worth on top of what it was what
Just,
it was
just
before.
put it
So
in a games case, call it a day, do whatever.
the Series S is an excellent streaming box too. So
Yeah,
it's
that's true, too.
it's a good system. I just thought, well, I don't know what to do with this, and I could get like nothing for it, and now it's worth $80 more than it was. So kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. That's all I got.
Fucked up. All right. Next story. Nintendo Switch's latest update disables popular game sharing loophole. So back in the day, if you had a Switch or two, like someone like maybe myself, and you were logged into both of them with your Nintendo
Never
account.
happened. Never happened.
No, it did. It did. With Pokemon. But anyway, if you were logged into both of them and you owned a game, you could play it on both of them. But now Nintendo's like, throwing you the little middle finger. And what they're doing is, if you're logged in on one, the game says, sorry, this game is busy. It's in use on the other one, and you can't play this. And you used to be able to play not only them both at the same time, but you could play multiplayer with each other on those consoles. So Nintendo
That
is
the one thing.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's the one thing people are worried about. Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo is fucking people over. Well, not the first time, not the last time. They'll continue to do it because they're little bitches.
I told you they preluded to this when they announced the Switch 2 and their whole game sharing capabilities that I fucking ripped on, and you guys like, no, it's a good thing.
I was not.
Bullshit.
I always think anything Nintendo is doing is bad for the consumer. Shadow's the one that's like, yeah, thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? So yeah, I'm. This is, to me, this is typical Nintendo. But Shadow, defend.
I'm not defending it. I don't actually use this. I don't use it this way because we only have the one, so it never.
I thought you had
two
Switches.
One. I only bought the one day one, and that's the only one we
Oh.
had. So that's
He's
why I'm
getting two
buying
Switch
two.
2s.
And so now we're gonna have two
Mm.
Switch 2s and the original. So now we'll have three. We had one. But if I had two, what this would have, the way it used to work was you could be logged in both at the same time, both play the same game with each other online.
Yes.
If the primary, what it's like the person who owned the
The
game,
owner,
if you were on
yes.
the other one and you were logged in as yourself, you could still use your game, and the people who are on the primary could use all your games because that's how it works. Same
Yes.
with the
Yep.
Xbox. It
Yeah,
works
it's
like
like
that.
a home console thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Home console, primary, yeah, exactly. So now, if you do the online check, you can't do that anymore. You can set it to not do the online check, set the other one to offline. You can both play the game, but you can't play them both online at the same time.
Correct.
So they took that away. I'm not sure why, except for the whole game card thing, virtual game card thing, which means that you can you can send this to somebody and it just treats it as a card. Because what would happen is if you were say you were with your kid driving in the car on a trip and they were on their Switch and it was your games, but it was their system. They couldn't play any of your games because they don't have online
Yep.
access, so it doesn't know that they can play them, they did, or whatever. So then it would just not let them play them. Now they get those card. It's like they have an actual game card in their system, and they don't
Yep.
have to check anywhere. So there are some benefits, but they took away the whole thing that you could play with each other, same game online at the same time. You can't do that anymore. So there are benefits, but there are definitely detriments, and it depends how you use it. I never used it that way. I probably will never use it that way, but if I did, I'd be
Can't.
pissed.
They're
So I
taking it
understand.
away.
Well,
Yeah.
you would probably use it on the Switch too if it worked that way. You would buy a game once and play it on two.
I probably would.
You're a Nintendo apologist. I'm
I
just saying.
probably wouldn't. I don't think. Well, I mean, so what we yeah, you could play
You
like
don't
if you
think
both
you
had
would
a.
buy Mario Kart on one and play it on both against your son?
They would still have Mario Kart, but I understand what you're saying. But they would still have Mario Kart to play on their own because
All right.
yeah, I wouldn't want to be reliant on mine. But yes, yeah, that
You,
makes sense. But that's why we bought. That's why I bought two. That's why I bought two bundles. So we both have Mario Kart. We
yeah.
just have it.
Look
But
at Moneybags over there throwing down on two Switch twos. Like everyone's always shitting on me
I
for
might buy a
throwing money
third. I don't
around.
know. Maybe I'll buy three. I got the Switch, the Nintendo
You need
sale coming up soon.
three
I might
copies
get
of
one from
Mario
there too.
Party, three
Yeah,
copies of
yeah. No,
Super Smash Brothers
Yeah.
12.
no.
You
Yeah.
need three
Yep.
copies of.
Yeah, I didn't even buy any of these fucking things. So yeah, like look who's the spendthrift now, Shadow. You can
Here's the
afford
thing, though.
more
Like,
red hair dye with that money, but instead you spend it on
Ow.
Switch twos.
so I can if I say anything, you're gonna say I'm defending them,
You are
which I'm not trying to
certainly.
defend them as a company, but it's not really as intended. I don't think. I've checked. I've had this discussion on some forums recently, checking their site and everything, and what they said was this, and what they said was this, and blah blah blah. But really, I don't think they ever intended to. You both can just play the same game at the same time online. I only buy one copy. I don't think that was ever really intended. I think it was sort of like this is the way it works because this is how our system's set up, and we're not really smart about it. So go wild. But now they've kind of got it under control and they've realized that's not a great business model to let people only buy one game and play on multiple systems. So they kind of closed that,
I mean, like
which,
the way Xbox works.
yeah, Xbox does work that way.
Yeah.
I know the PlayStation kind of does that too, but I think you have to actually be logged on the person's account. You can't be logged in on
Yes, yeah, you have
as
to.
your account. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yep.
similar, but not the same. Xbox is definitely the most free with that stuff. And I like that because I can set my upstairs box that my kids use as primary, and the one downstairs I use all the time as
You just
secondary.
log in
And then
as
I
yeah,
just log in, and as long as I'm online, I can play all my games. They can
yeah.
play all my games.
That's
And they
how
have, and I have Game
we
Pass, and they
work.
can play all my Game Pass games. So it's definitely the best system for that sort of thing for sure.
But
And yeah,
you
people are
also love
pissed.
Nintendo so much. You love them.
I
You
like
love
some of.
them. You love them.
I have the one Switch and I haven't played it in a long time, but I'm just waiting for my own to come, and then I don't have to worry about sharing it, and then I'll play my shit. But yeah. Anyway, yep. That's
No,
what's going on with that story.
Is this me?
No, I
No,
think
Yes,
it's
go ahead.
Selton.
no, I just did one, so it's Selden.
No, you can
Yeah.
take another one. That's fine.
No, I don't want to. I hate these stories.
Do it,
I hate
Selton.
all
This
of
is
them.
a bad story. Do it.
Hate-
All right,
take this, Selden.
Game websites, Polygon and Giant Bomb and 2.0 to Play, both dismantled. I'm sorry. No, just Polygon and Giant Bomb, both dismantled on the same day. These websites just recently came back, right? And then they closed them right down.
They weren't gone.
No,
only Game Informer was gone.
Oh, okay. Well,
Game Informer.
Good thing
is back.
Selden has his finger on the pulse.
Yeah,
either way,
Game Informer's back.
all right.
This
So maybe
sucks.
Game Informer put these two out of business.
So Polygon got bought by, what is it, like Valnet or something?
Dickhead
This company,
Interactive, yeah.
this company that just does clickbait.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
all they do is clickbait, and they're gonna Polygon's just gonna become all clickbait. And Giant Bomb got, I don't know what happened to them exactly. They just decided that they didn't want to do a bunch of the stuff that they were doing, and they let
I
everybody
blame
go.
Game Over Greggy. Yeah.
So
Just
I haven't
saying.
followed Giant Bomb for a while, but
Since
I
Gersman.
still like that they were there. Yeah, probably since Gershman left.
Yeah.
Ish. I've listened to some other stuff since then, but this is just my own issue. It's not them. It's nothing wrong with them. It's just their podcasts were like 3 hours long, and
Yes.
I couldn't
Yeah.
do 3 hours. So
No.
I stopped listening, and then I kind of fell out of sync with them. But man, I love, speaking of Giant Bomb though, I love their old website with all the wikis and all the scavenger hunts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know it took a lot to keep up, but that was really cool back in the day.
Times
But
have changed.
sadly,
Nowadays, it's all about content, or AI written content bringing in clicks. And I think that's what's going to happen to both of these. So,
yeah, probably most of gaming journalism is going that way. It's all that sort of thing that you mentioned, and there's not really a lot of other money in it, I don't think. But
I can tell you
we'll
for
see.
sure, there's not a lot of money in gaming websites. I can probably tell you. The only thing you have are lawsuits from Ardley Ermey's estate and everything else. Yeah, there's not a lot to be made. Just saying.
Yeah, so that sucks though. It's sort of, Polygon isn't like a mainstay, but it has been around for a while. It seems like it just got here, honestly, in my head. But I'm like, wait, no, that was like 2010, wasn't it?
It
Or
was the
2012 or
most
something?
recent, but it came in with a gravitas
Yeah,
that
it seemed
that
like,
these
oh,
other
these guys have been
shit
doing
sites
this.
like Kotaku and these guys didn't have.
Yeah,
They came in as a journalism website that
Yeah.
also covered gaming, and
lots of articles.
yes,
Yeah,
and they had great writers. They had, like I said, I don't have another word for it, gravitas. Like they really, like when you sat down to read a Polygon article, it wasn't going to be a minute read. You were in for 5 to 7 minutes to read whatever missive that they wrote about whatever gaming topic it was, and they were pretty respected for that. And then these guys are like, hey, guess what? We can have AI write a 1 minute thing in the same amount of time, and we'll just use the name and
we don't
thanks
have to
for
pay you.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, it's what happens in this industry.
Their reviews were always really good. Their ratings seemed fair, and yeah, the gravitas that you mentioned. I mean, you get to the bottom, you get that like hexagon with a number. You're like, yeah, that seems like that feels right.
Yep.
That review and that rating, they go together, and yeah, I get with that. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I like that. It was good, but I don't know, man. Now it's gonna be nothing.
Yeah, we're
Honestly,
back
I
to
think
still
that
got game reviews. So
Yeah,
it's like the consumer base is no longer reading 20-minute articles. They're looking,
and
for
that's
the
probably
TikTok,
the
they're looking
problem.
at TikTok.
Yes.
They're looking at TikTok.
20-second video. So
Yeah, there's been times where I opened up a Polygon thing and I was like, oh, I want to hear about this game, and then like I'm like, oh my god, I have a meeting coming up in 10 minutes, and I'm only like 1/5 of the way down the scroll bar, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
I gotta mark my spot. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So they did too much good. I don't know. Like,
Sometimes.
and maybe it is now. People are just dumbasses and they need short form entertainment, and that's what it boils down to. Is someone wants a 1 paragraph review and then a number instead of like, hey, here's 7 pages and then a number that you can go back and see where we came up with this from those 7 pages of text. And now someone just wants it all to fit in a browser without a scroll bar. Yeah.
I think that kind of fits with the higher higher amount of people who probably have ADHD that that may be used to or that are diagnosed with it now are gamers, and they just don't have the attention span to read all
attention
that.
span
They want
theater.
something quick.
Yeah. SAST.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they were around back then too, just not diagnosed. But yeah, I think that people just don't have, and especially just everything there's so much now. There's so much online. There's so much on phones now that
Watch a
we didn't have back
video.
then.
Yep.
You had the article, and that's all you had for that week, maybe, or maybe
that
like
month.
a few days.
That
Yeah,
month,
when it was
you
a
got it
magazine
in
form.
a magazine.
It was a magazine, yes. That
yes,
too.
and that's all you have for that entire month. And then the next month, you'd be like, more reviews. Yes. But
Well, I remember getting magazines back then, and I'd read them multiple times because it was all I had for the month from that one mag, and I'm like, I love this. I love this game. I just want to read about it, and I just read it over and over. So
times have changed.
Times have changed. We're old, but that's the
I
whole
was gonna
thing.
say, yeah,
Too
we're
old to
sounding
play.
like the old grumpy man. Ah, in my
No,
day!
but we're not. We're telling people how it was better. Yeah.
Okay,
Back in the day, our porn came printed in magazines.
And if we wanted to look at it online, we had to wait 5 minutes to get from the head to the boob.
Felton saw the forehead, and then he's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be sick!"
So hot.
And then he got to the note. Oh my god, look at those eyes! And then all of a sudden, snaggletooth, and you're like, "Oh, cancel!"
Or you get to the chest and you see the top of a bikini, you're like, oh man.
Oh, Texas Guys 101. All right, last story. You shout out.
Epic Games takes aim at Apple and Steam with zero commission policy for developers. So this is the one with the court case that they won? Is that right?
No, I'll help you out here since you didn't read the story.
Company also announced a new. Okay, yeah.
So the first $1 million that a company makes, they don't pay any commission for on Steam. So
I thought they already did that. Or is that maybe that's something else that I'm thinking?
I mean, sorry, not on
new.
Steam, on Epic Games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It seems pretty cool for a small developer, so you're not paying all that money outright.
Yeah. That's great. I think that they did that with Alan Wake and Remedy. Pretty sure. Alan Wake 2. I think that's why they
went that way.
They helped publish it, and they did the whole. They gave them a deal kind of like that, I think, so that they could actually make money off of it. But either way, this is great. You think people will finally move over to Epic, or is it just they're just throwing shit at the wall, hoping people latch onto something? I don't know.
think that this would bring people in, like especially a small developer, because
for
a small developer
people that are playing them.
No, I think people don't give a shit where they get their games. Like, if I look on my computer, I have shit on Epic Game Store, I have shit on the Ubisoft thing, I have stuff on Steam, I have stuff from everywhere. I think this is more to convince a game developer, hey, you can go and publish on Steam, and you're going to be paying them 30% of your royalties, even if you only sell 200 copies. Or you come here, and if you sell those same 200 copies, you've got 200 times 60 or 200 times 70 or 200 times 80. And you didn't pay us anything unless you hit $1 million because you have a fucking fantastic game. And hey, let's share some money here. And that's kind of the angle I'm looking at this from, where it's to cater to those smaller developers who shouldn't have to give up almost a third of their profits until they become god tier. And if you're selling $1 million of something, someone deserves some money for helping you shovel it out there. So that's kind of the way I looked at it. But
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but and I that makes total sense, and I do agree with that. I do have a differing opinion because I do think that people care about where their games are, because all the boards and sites and whatever that I've read over the past years, people will not buy games if they're on Epic Store because they like Steam, they're loyal to Steam, they want all their games in one place, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's out on Epic Store only. I'm not buying it." People will do that for sure. That's why a lot of people said, "Oh, Alan Wake 2, it's out on only in Epic." Well, I won't play it then. They do that, and I don't know why, but they do.
yeah, that's
It's like a
weird.
console wars.
It's
It's
the same
PC
thing.
wars. Yeah.
It's the
But
mentality
people
that people have. Like they want to be loyal to the platform that they play on. So
or
I
they
don't
just
know.
want to only have one thing to open, and I
I
don't know.
My computer
But
starts up and the Blizzard
I
launcher
know.
comes up and the
I
Epic
know.
and the Steam and they all pop up. So I
I
don't really care.
agree,
Yeah.
but a lot of people do, and I think that that's kind of the whole reason why they're having problems getting people to move over to that because people want everything in one spot, and so they won't do it.
I just dump the shortcut to the game on my desktop. I don't even go into either platform. If it doesn't if it doesn't show up on my desktop, I'm rarely going to jump into
See,
a thing to
so
do
Yeah.
it. So
that's what we really need. And just saying right here, trademark and copyright still got game. What we need is a launcher that scrapes all of your launchers and puts everything in one place and launches it through the various launchers.
Like a trillion for launchers
Yes,
for
yes. I'm going old school with Trillion. Look at
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Wow.
trillion.
Yeah. Whether you're on
Like
AIM,
all the
whether you're
instant
on
messages all in one.
ICQ, whether you're
Yes,
on
ICQ, yes, yes.
Mm,
AIM,
Hasbro
MSN
World or
Messenger, yeah.
wow.
Yahoo Messenger,
It made me
ICQ,
choke. Yeah. Yeah. So yes.
maybe some IRC in there. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So we just trademarked this. The multi-launcher, the tool to play
Multi-launcher.
multi-launcher.
Yeah.
Yep. It's coming
because
soon.
I do.
we're going to do it for the elderly like us gamers that we can't remember which platform it's on. We want
So
that
you
one
only need to
remote
launch
that
the tool to
controls
play
everything.
launcher, and then it will launch whatever game you have on whatever content purchasing platform you have. Boom, done.
Yeah, I just want to throw it out there because I know that there are people who just refuse to buy stuff on Epic just because it's a different launcher. They don't like it. But hopefully this will help with that somewhat, and people and companies will get into this, make some extra money by doing it this way and promoting Epic's launcher. I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't play PC games that much. I just hope that, people, hey, I think it's a good deal. I think that a lot of small companies, like you mentioned, will do much better that way
Oh,
to get that first
absolutely.
million out
Yeah.
of the way. They don't have to pay any royalties on the first million. That's great.
Yeah.
So cool.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
I think Epic likes forcing the big dogs to play by better rules. So
to, to, if you want to play in our backyard, you play by our rules. Yeah. Yeah. So who pasted this seventh story?
I did. I threw
We got
one
a
in here for
Canadian one?
my good
Oh,
old
wow.
buddy Hitman. We were
Hit.
talking about it today. Is that GameStop Canada has been bought out by Quebec toy maker, and it's going to be rebranded as EB Games. EB Games,
No
is
way.
back, people.
They're
EB
back?
Games is back.
Wow, we've gone full circle.
Oh.
This is why we don't let
Wow.
Selden post stories.
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know
That's
if
really
this is
cool.
if this is a chink in GameStop's armor that they're going to finally fold soon, or if it's the rebirth of Canada gaming with GameStop Canada going to EB Games.
That must be why there was so much funkiness with the whole Switch thing. With the people were talking about GameStop up there being really weird with the whole Switch launch, and maybe that's why. because they were kind of in the
Yeah.
middle of this buyout or something. So
That's
Maybe.
weird.
yeah, that is weird.
See, Selden
cool.
and Hit were in cahoots. Selden put in his 20 million. Hit put in his 35 million. And all of a sudden, now we have EB Games back in Canada.
I think that's
You know
what
what I
money
would-
GameStop nationally made last
Yeah.
year.
You know what I'd love to have come back? Babbage's.
Babbage's. I knew you
I
were
loved
going there.
Babbage's.
Yes,
I loved Babbage's. It was the best. It was such
Yeah.
a good
There used to be
mix.
such good competition among our U.S. gaming stores, and then
Yeah.
they all shrunk into one, and then
Yeah.
they shrunk into none.
We had
Yep.
KB Toys, we had Toys R Us, we had Children's Palace, we had
Yeah.
And
Children's
those-
Child World,
Child-
as we talked
Child
about.
World, yeah. Yeah.
Child's Palace and Child
Well,
World were two
Now,
sides.
did
of the
Child
same
World
coin.
have the panda? Was that?
Yes,
did they
yeah,
have the
yeah,
panda
yeah.
too? Okay, so
And
they
it
both
had
had
the
the panda.
castle
Okay.
logo
Castle,
outside.
yeah.
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Mhm.
So,
Well, cool. Good
all
for you,
right.
Hit.
Well, we covered all the stories, including Selden's extra one that he carried the weight on his shoulders for. Hopefully, you felt it was worthwhile. If not, Selden 007 at Selden007.com/Selden007 at Selden007. So if you have stories for next week, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com or post on this episode thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. If we had them, we pimped them. We don't, so we won't. But if you want to sponsor the show, 773-527-2961. Email us, podcast@toolplay.com. You tell us what you're selling. We'll tell us what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Yeah, see, Shadow knew the hand motions. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Player at twitter.com/tool-to-play. Everything podcast raised at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck out of us, facebook.com/tool-to-play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool-to-play. That is the on-demand library of everything Tool to Play. Whether you want to watch Still Got Game, Hits Quick Hits, Tiff's Immature Interviews, Thick and Thin with LB and Duty, that old show that Selden used to do via his Connect Cam. Pioneering show, by the way. I would not deny this, no matter how much we shit on this show. And we're not really shitting on it, Selden. You were a pioneer for the Connect, and I've said this week after week after week.
That's true.
No one has done a show on the Connect like you did. It was groundbreaking, and you saw a technological thing, and you took advantage of it. And by all means, kudos to you. Like I'm being completely serious with it, without joking about camera angles or anything else. You fucking did something no one else did. So all of those are on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/toolplay. So go there, watch Selden, watch him evolve through various Connect locations and everything else. But he is like, I literally do not know anyone else that filmed a recurring show on the Connect. Can either of you guys think of anyone else that did?
Well, I was the Betamax of game shows.
Yeah.
At the time.
There you go.
So yes, Selden
Now-
was a pioneer.
Should I do this on the new Switch camera? The Switch 2 camera, do you think? Do
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh,
See
you
if
could
you
be
do it.
that
Or-
pioneer. Yeah,
you can be the
do your
pioneer
own.
for that?
Oh yeah,
No,
you
I'm not
could-
gonna do
You
that.
can put
Screw
that camera wherever you want.
No. Get the Piranha Plant one too.
Oh,
Ugh.
Awesome. Please rate me the podcast on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. And then also write something nice. Not if you have extra time. Just fucking do it. Just click the little text box and eat. Like I said last time, even if you write the letter A and hit submit, it counts as a comment. And then for all dumbass phones, there's also a store for them. There's probably some Google bullshit with 5 aliens and some text. There, we know there's the Amazon podcast because people have come here from there. There's probably Spotify podcasts. There's just go there, highest stars, and write something, even if it's just letter A. We have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/still_got_game, one of the many places we broadcast this show live from each and every week. We have a Discord channel. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. I was fucking pervasive in there today, chatting with everyone. And by everyone, I mean Shadow and Selden. But, well, mostly Shadow. Selden was just my. But, yeah. So we're there all the time. We're talking. We're shooting the shit with our fans, our super fans, our super fans, like the guys that pay us like little Venmo on the side, and then we chat with them extra. Like, we do all of the... Oh, you guys aren't doing this? Sorry. Yeah. So
the what?
So Shadow and Selden will start accepting Venmo for personal conversations now as well. But if you want personal conversations with us, whatever, discord.me/stillgotgame. So we're here.
Fans. Oh wait, no.
Derek's got his cameo going soon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll do cameos for anyone. So we are in the month of May. Selden, is there anything that you would like to pimp this month?
I'm going to hold off right now. I will pass it on to one of you guys because I think I brought the tone down too much last week, so I don't want to do that again. So, but fuck cancer.
All right.
Fuck cancer.
Shadow, how about you?
I'm gonna just go ahead and pimp the Special Olympics because my son's helping out with. He's got some buddies that are in the Special Olympics that he's helping out doing the Olympics this Saturday coming up. He's just one of the helpers, but it's a great cause, and I think you should help out, donate, pimp it out to other people to donate. You know, everyone people know about it, so it's not like a new thing, but I think it's a great thing to support. And just say Special Olympics, donate if you can, help out where you can, go to them, watch them, all that stuff. So that's what I'll pimp this week. How about you, Derek?
Well, my link tree is, as always, linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. It has all of my shit. It has all of the show's shit. And I actually went there and added some things before the show today, so I don't have to add them after the fact. So I added Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund. I added the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation and the American Cancer Society. So they are all on there, all one-clickable to go there and lay out a donation. So I'm looking them right here next to all my pimp shit and my Bartesian link at the very top. But not to say that's the most important one, but if you want a Bartesian, that's where to go. But Dana-Farber and the Jimmy Fund, Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, and American Cancer Society, they are all linked on my link tree. So go there. If you have a few extra shekels, throw them their way. These guys are doing the Lord's work, and if you don't believe in the Lord, they're doing Satan's work. If you don't believe in Satan, they're doing
they're not doing Satan's work.
No. They're doing whoever's work. Okay, whoever you believe in, they're doing their work. That's what I'm saying. I think Shadow took that the wrong way. If you believe in the aliens from The Simpsons, they're doing their work. Well, who are those two guys?
I don't know their names. The green ones?
Yeah. Yes, yeah. So yeah, definitely go there and donate. All right, I want to remind you all, you can join us most Monday nights live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tooltoplay, facebook.com/tooltoplay, twitch.tv/still_got_game, and kick.com/stillgotgame. And on that, why don't we wrap this pre-PAX East episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
I am Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And maybe Tiff will be on next week.